Welcome back to coverage of the AMNA Championships here for 2025 at Parkville, the Stand-Up Hockey Centre. My name is Taryn King. I'm joined by James Robertson. James, how are you doing today, mate?
I'm great, Taryn. Great to be here. We've got a great match ahead of us between Victoria 23s and Tasmania Reserves. There's some great veterans coming on court shortly for the Tasmania team, including Bradley Beaton, James Adams, and a lot of youngsters to look out for from Victoria.
Absolutely. Victorian starting lineup. You've got Carter Morrissey in goal shooter, Will Whiteacre in goal attack, Harrison Lefferbure wing attack, Ryken Brody centre, Dan King wing defence, Joel Brown goal defence, and Riley Colafella in at goalkeeper as both teams enter the court. A lot of youth in this Victorian unit. I think it's about 5 players from last year's runner-up under-20s team coming up, and the rest playing 23s last year. And then Tristan Comans, who's been affectionately nicknamed Pops in this team. So here we are underway. Victoria to start us off. Very quick style of play. Will Whiteacre putting up that first shot. Missing. Fight for the rebound, and Will Whiteacre's there again and pops it in for the first one.
Great to see Whiteacre put up that mid-range shot. It's rare to see him miss one, but he gets the second one. Good to go.
Absolutely. A tip from Brody. So contact call there. So Tasmania will probably just look to play a bit of slow start to start off with, as Victoria, you know, Robbo, both being Victorians, we prefer that sort of quick style of play, especially with these jumpy mid-quarters through the middle. Ryken Brody, just like that, getting the tip.
And it was great work rate by Dan King holding up the mid-court.
As you hear Greg Heinrich on the sideline execute, telling his players that, yes, they can be quick, but they still need to be able to find the right pass. And that one was not it for Will Whiteacre. Carter Morrissey, a really big target down there in the goal shooting ring. Not able to find him on that occasion. Bailey Nelson's going to have a lot of work cut out for him with the goalkeeper bib on.
Of course, just being the first game for the Vic 23s for their nationals this week, so hopefully they can connect down the court smoothly. Dan King going up for it, unable to pull it in, but gets a deflection back. Cooper still in possession. Yeah, Beswick working hard around Dan King.
And a good tip there from Joel Brown. We've seen Tasmania in this tournament already. They played against Queensland earlier today and got that win 50-45, really grinded that one out. And there's that veteran connection between Beaton and Adams, like what you were alluding to earlier, Robbo.
Absolutely. Those two have played together for years. Also quite rare for Adams to miss that shot there, but we can look forward to seeing plenty go in, I'm sure.
Yeah, very pleasure to be joined by Robbo on the desk today. He's played plenty of years in the Vinda program, including in men's reserves against this Tasmania team. It'll be interesting to see what they're going to do against such a young and exciting outfit in this Victorian group. The 23s winning last year off the back of a really good team connection. And there's the first one for Carter as he settles into the Nationals.
Great vision from Whiteacre to find him there, feeding that ball from the transverse line with eyes straight down the court, down in the pocket.
Look at that quick ball movement. First phase to Will Whiteacre. Second phase, Harry Lefferbure hitting the circle edge perfectly and popping that straight into Morrissey.
And here's Adams. Beaton found himself way out of the circle here. Adams getting in there.
Great move on the baseline there from James Adams. And that's what we're going to see a whole lot of. Joel Brown got a lot of work in front of him. Good there from Ryken Brody. Great ball. And a great sweep, opening up that back ball for Carter Morrissey. See, Bailey Nelson got up there, not quite.
Great
and
defense.
There's the held ball call. So Victoria, the bench is up and about, and lots of people on this Victorian bench that Greg Heinrich can turn to. Brody McLeish being one of them. Absolute superstar of the 23s last year. Ball up for Carter Morrissey. That's great vertical leap there from Bailey Nelson again, but Carter just too big, too close to the ring. He's just able to just pop that one straight in. So you see some good defence from Tasmania. Ball having to go backwards to go forwards, but Lefferbure with the vision into the ring. Whiteacre running the baseline perfectly and able to find that ball in. Great ball in there from Harrison Lefferbure.
And here's Vic with another tough, high rate of defence on that centre pass. Here's Cooper getting on top of circle edge. Both goalers presenting forwards.
So penalty inside. Adams will be the one to take it. He's got Beswick ball side. Beaton holding. Adams goes to shots himself and absolutely nails it from long range. Whiteacre first phase, uncontested. Brody hitting circle edge. Good contest there by Mitch Selby. Nice patience from Harrison, left viewer. Instructions being barked off the bench from Greg Heinrich.
Whitaker with a nice flick there to find Morrissey. Contact called.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a basketball-like goaltend rule come in, because just for exactly like that, that ball was going in, but Carter misses his second chance off the penalty. Wouldn't mind seeing pretty much an automatic goal be put in as a goal shooter myself. And a nice screen there from Carter Morrissey. Just allows Whiteacre just to go into the back, and that quick release shot that we're so used to seeing here in Victoria. So 7-2 for the Victorians with 5 minutes played. Beaten long way out again. Brody, ball almost hit him in the head and he still couldn't get it.
Had just flicked over him out of reach. Here we go. Adams, tough ball to pull in. Vix with the deflection. Finds it back in the hands of Tasmania. Into Beaton here now. Bounces hard off the rim and back into his hands with a good follow-up.
And a lot of work been done on centre pass for the Victorians. They are just getting pretty much uncontested first phase balls every time. And Whiteacre in the front space again. And absolutely nails it. Will Whiteacre, that experience he would have got at the Fast Five tournament for the Kelpies would have been invaluable stuff. Rubbing the shoulders of the likes of, you know, Jordan Webb, Liam Killey. Just being able to learn from them. Head coach Nerida Stewart as well. Adams, great split there on the baseline. And pops that one in pretty easily. So both goal attacks providing shooting sparks down the ring. Selby had a crack at it, as did Tranit.
Not wasting any time to throw it in there. Beautiful cross-court ball into Whitaker, who flicks it back in there to Morrissey.
Yeah, absolutely perfect stuff done there from the Victorians. Left view again, pressure over centre pass. Oh, Riken Brody climbs over.
Great display of athleticism there.
Oh,
but Tassie able to get it back. Unfortunately, could not pull it in cleanly. Called for the replay.
Oh, left view, that one sails over the baseline. That connection just breaking down there that time. So Cooper handling, as is Tran then. And Brody outside arm again.
This is fantastic defensive intensity from Vix, keeping the ball really high, making it very difficult for Tasmania to work the ball through. Be great to see some earlier prelims and not just standing and waiting for the ball to come to them. Vix getting that turnover to go their way.
Absolutely, Robbo. Spot on there. Will Whiteacre, just quick movement through court. Carter probably just closed himself off a bit. Just needs to open that a little bit more. Cooper, unlucky to be caught on the outside. Brody not wasting any time. Whiteacre jump over the shot. Nelson too close. So Whiteacre, chance to put it in and does so really well. So 10-4 for the Victorians halfway through this first quarter of their first game of the Amner Nationals. Looking to make a mark on this Resi's competition. And long ball, Carter Morrissey, great take, able to balance really well.
Yeah, it didn't look easy for him on Morrissey, that one, but pulled it in smoothly. Great to keep his balance.
Absolutely, he's put a mountain of work in over the last 2 years since he's been in the program. So a really formidable force down there for the 23s this year. As we see the Victorian men's reserves on court one, going up against South Australia. So that'll be a good matchup in and of itself. But a good finish there from James Adams, trying to pump up his team, trying to get the Tasmanians up and about. And easy stuff there from the Victorians. Harrison left field just sitting off the line. Let Will Whiteacre get that first phase and unlock an easy second phase ball to get that straight in.
And it was a great take by Whitaker as he took that ball in. Called for the breaking on that centre pass, James Adams.
Yeah, not happy with it. Jumped at the ball, got a tip. Brody has left field. That's just such quick speed movement of play. Reich and Brody, that was not the ball, and Nelson ate it up.
You read that very well coming around the body.
So here's Tranent handling in the middle third with Cooper. Oh, gee, was probably close to a held ball. Got lucky with the ball on court and held time.
I think that saved them there. You're right, Taryn.
So Cooper will take back over, get a refresh of 3 seconds. Finds Beswick. Beaton doing a mountain work outside the ring. Adams turns, looks, shoots, fires, misses. Oh, short from Joel Brown. This time offloads to Beaton and puts that one in. So both goaling ends seem to be firing on all cylinders at the moment. It's just the connection for the Tasmanians. What a ball, Brody. Whiteacre was charging down the baseline. Selby called for the contact there on the outside. Morrissey setting up. Whiteacre trying to draw. And Tranent read it perfectly. Unfortunately, just couldn't get it done. Whiteacre, that is literally on the edge of the ring. It just rims out. Nelson, Carter Morrissey, the long hands, can't get it past him.
Great to see those hands go up and get that possession back in the hands of Vicks there.
Absolutely, and Carter Morrissey really strong, drawing those contacts in, and should put that one away, and does. So 4.5 minutes to go. Victoria lead by 7. Great wall coverage there from the Victorians, both Joel Brown and Dan King. Absolutely all over their players. And Dan King, interception. The bench is getting up there.
Brilliant work rate in defence by the Vicks.
Absolutely.
And one thing I love to see is this control all the way up the court, but looking long now.
Absolutely. Dan King, the beating heart of this defensive end. Only been in the Vimda program a few years now, but my word is he's been pretty good in the 3 years that he's been here. So Nelson feels like he did hard done by for that rebound against Carter Morrissey. Whiteacre looking back for Dan King. So a bit of backwards to go forwards here for the Victorians. As Lefferville, Brody committed to that pocket drive perfectly, which committed the defenders, opened up Morrissey at the post. And he puts in another one. Ball for Cooper. A good one from Adams. Beaton turns, aims, fires. Ooh, geez, short from Colifella. So second chance for Beaton. This time makes no mistake. So Tasmania, after a slow start, they've gone goal for the Victorians, so they know they can do it. And there it is. There's an intercept there from Cooper. Colin Cooper, perfect flying intercept there in the midcourt. And it's Alex Beswick. He's pretty much been the main ball carrier for the Tasmanians in that goal third. He's done a lot of work, as has Adams and Beaton. Speaking of. Short, doesn't matter. Beaton turns nails. As we see a substitution waiting to happen here. I believe Beswick is the one who's needing to come off. And a held ball. Adams is bewildered by the call. Our Lefferville, great vision to see Whiteacre running that baseline.
What a great release that was. Beautiful touch on the ball to get that into space, and Whiteacre pulling it in cleanly. Just missing the shot there. Morrissey.
Siren is beaten. Adams to protect the shot, and both out. So now Beaton will have a third crack at it, and this time makes no mistake. So draws it into the first quarter. We have Victoria 23-17, Tasmania 11. Who's your standout so far, Robbo?
And it's great to see these Vic guys running up through the court. Morrissey's such a strong target, and Whiteacre's playing incredibly well to find him. So look forward to seeing what they can do for the rest of the match.
Absolutely, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Here we are at the National Championships.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and track your progress. Victoria app today.
And we are back here, coverage of the men's reserves competition here at the 2025 Amner Nationals, live from the State Netball Hockey Centre at Parkville. Victoria coming out on court remain unchanged, and as do Tasmania at the end. Just that one change through the quarter. It was McWells for Beswick, but we're underway again. Robbo, what are you expecting for this second quarter?
I know it's fantastic to see the Victorian work rate, especially over the centre pass, and their ability to bring the ball up smoothly through the court. Of course, you've got great connections, very experienced connections for Tasmania in the goals, but they're just going to have to continue to work the ball there.
Absolutely. As you see, Beaton on the outside. Cooper drawing the contact call, so Beaton in the front. Good ball in. Bit shaky over the shot, but would not pick it as he absolutely drills that one. Long ball, great eyes, left of viewer, and it's Whiteacre who just puts it in. It's Victoria's 19th goal of the game so far. Another good wall, staple of this Victorian team. Adams looked in perfectly, found Beaton. Oh, Colifella with their block on the way up still. And a rebound from Brown.
The athleticism of some of these boys is incredible. He got up incredibly high to get a hand on that ball.
Absolutely.
And here the ball goes pocket for Brody, finding in Morrissey.
Oh, and a short. No one really expecting him to miss, so no one was really positioned for the rebound. Morrissey pops it in. That goal all to Colifella for that block and Brown for the rebound. Oh, Whiteacre looked long, off the post. Oh, it's been called out.
And we can hear Victorian coach Greg Heinrich instructing all players to stay up. Great intensity in the ball finds in the midcourt for Tasmania.
That's great ball moving there from the Tasmanians. That zone was posing troubles. Oh, footwork call. Nonetheless, still great movement through the midcourt. The zone was posing troubles in that first quarter. They were able to break through that one pretty confidently and pretty quickly. But the Victorians just moving the ball just really quickly. Morrissey finds left view at the top and straight back to Morrissey over the top. Coach Greg Heinrich happy with what he sees.
It wasn't an easy one for Lefferbill to pull in there, but he did incredibly well and good touch pass in.
Adams and Beaton, that connection, they love passing to each other though, so they love playing together more than anything. Here's Beaton, long shot, drops in, good shot there from Beaton. Contact there called on Nelson just inside the circle. Whiteacre really confident with these shots all the time. That one's short. Nelson above the rest and tipping that one away. So Whiteacre inside the ring. Finds Brody. Now Whiteacre just alone at the back. Almost a volleyball set up to Morrissey. And he just pops it in. So a good finish. And the Victorian attacking end staying strong. Just charging forward. That lead is now out to 9.
Great change of direction from Adam, getting Brown off him. And another good pass to find Beaton close into the post with a great finish.
Yeah, nice quick early score there for Tasmania. So they just need to find a way to dig into that lead as Adams tips that one over the sideline. Thought that it came off Brown, but did not. So Brown finds left view in the pocket nicely. He's going to look to swing to Brody. Whiteacre goes back. Oh, gee, Cooper had a crack at it. And a good screen from Morrissey. Whiteacre just saw the space. There's a lift, obstruction. And another goal for Whiteacre. He's piling them on at the moment.
That's great IQ by Whiteacre to recognise where the space is, but also for Morrissey to be able to set it up for him.
Absolutely, and a break off centre pass. So Selby comes up to take that ball for Cooper now. Beaton and Adams both looking into the backspace. Adams running out of space, throws it up and throws it in. Looking to the bench. Great shot there from Adams. Able to make it work. Brody called for held ball. Whiteacre was off court. Carter Morrissey's shoes falling off. It's all going on here. When you got big canoes like what Carter Morrissey's got on his feet, I'm not surprised. That ball, Nelson the give and go through the body contact of Whiteacre.
And here's Cooper working hard, opts to give a cross court. Dan King very close to getting a hand on that one. Contact will be out of play.
So Adams now looks back to Cooper, looking for that refeed. Colafella's all over the body. And across to Beaton, who should put it in and does. So slowly digging into the lead, 7 now with the centre pass.
Yeah, they seem a lot more controlled, Tasmania, now. They're working the ball much more smoothly up the court. Not to say that Victoria's work rate isn't still there in defence, though.
Adams, and that's a block for Joel Brown. There's a contact call. So a great piece of defence there for Joel Brown. Beaton, longer shot, falls in nicely there. So Brody, centre pass, finds Whiteacre. Lefferville back up to the ball. Brody going pocket, big swing ball. Whiteacre, you just see that change of speed. He's just able to put the jets on. Just blows past any defender on him.
Yeah, the combination of acceleration and the timing to make sure that that was a smooth connection.
Absolutely. You can see a pretty dense Victorian crowd there to the right of screen. As McWell's looking, has Beaton. Looks in. Good ball. Adams can't make it work, unfortunately. So slightly too much. Colafella now on the throw-in. Lefferville, great ball, threading the eye of the needle, and a good ball into Morrissey, who put the hit to the top of the head there. Unintentional from Nelson. Short, Nelson swats it away, and Tasmania have come up with a rebound there. First one against Morrissey for the day.
It looked like they were really crowding up the left side of the court there, Tasmania, so great to see them opened up a little bit more.
And a good tip from Colafella, trying to persuade the umpire to give him the ball. Unfortunately not. So we see a whole host of substitutions. Here comes Whiteacre for McLeish, Morrissey for Varland, Lefferville for Keisha, and Dukas is waiting for his chances. We see substitution for Tasmania. It's Braden White coming on into the wing defence position. And Colafella will come for Dukas, and Captain Tristan Comans waiting for his chance now. And here comes Dan King, and Comans is on. McLeish, his first action.
It's nearly a whole fresh new team for the Victoria 23s on court now, so...
Absolutely, Varland steps around the hands. Oh, and leaves that one incredibly short. So Nelson, Brody picked that one off perfectly. Varland looking around, has Keisha, swings to Brody. This has been rather unfortunate now with Reich and Brody McLeish on court in the same area. So Reich and Brody, swings obstruction there on Braden White. And long ball over the top from McLeish. Perfect job. And there's the finish from McLeish. So his first goal of the game. Comans, great cover there on McWells. McWells still finding the ball though. Ball over the top for Cooper. Finds McWells again. And Adams turns, passes. Brown. Looks like the Victorian defenders are really starting to click onto this shooter-to-shooter between Adams and Beaton. So, goal third, offside. McWells. Looks like a box defence.
Yeah, the Vics made sure that there weren't any easy options. And now they're ready to run the ball down the other way. Here's Keisha handling, give and go. Over the top of Cooper, it was tipped. Oh, no, it wasn't tipped. So that ball just floating over the baseline. Nelson, not a whole lot on offer. Has Trannon on the other side. Back to Nelson. But Tasmania's just not having options to the ball. And there is Combs. pulling it in, drawing the contact on the way through.
Yeah, Coleman's pretty experienced. He's on the older side of this 23s team, considering the youth of them. McLeish finding Varland really nicely there. And a contact on Nelson. A smart screen from Bodie McLeish. Real smart player for considering he's only 18, 19 years old. Here is McLeish. Oh, the bounce pass, probably not the way to go. It's a good tip there from Braden White. Here, Coach Heinrich there on the bench, yelling process. So clearly, instruction to his players. They know what he means. Comans finds Keisha. McLeish in the front space, gives. Looks to go, spins off. So it's penalty pass or shot. I believe it's an advance penalty, or I don't know what that was, but McLeish finishes it off.
Yeah, a bit hard to tell on that one. And we've got 4 minutes 20 left to go in this second quarter. Victoria currently leading 27-18. Cooper with a long ball to find Adams.
Beaten, rather.
Oh, beaten there.
So Dukas out of play. Both goalers in the ring, Adams and Beaton. And a nice pass there from James Adams. And a good finish. So Tasmania, look, they're sticking with it. The lead is pushing out, though. Keisha dropping that over the top. Varland in that front space. Perfect. Steps in. And the contact on the arm, I believe. So Kai Varland probably just needs to settle himself a bit. Needs to drop this one in for a bit of confidence. And there it is. So Kai Varland, new to the court for this one. Playing against his former team. Played it for Tasmania last year in the mixed reserves competition. I'm fairly sure he made All-Star 7 last year in the defensive end. So good to see him back in Victorian colours as Beaton comes to the bench. Comes to the bench for Nathan Vincent. As Tasmania win the ball back here. As Bailey Nelson, primary ball handler there for the Tasmanians in that keeper role. McWells, little bounce pass in between the legs of Braden White. Long ball. Welcome to the game, Vincent. How's that? Oh, and a good take. Brown, touch too early. And a good finish there from Nathan Vincent, so a good start for him.
Yeah, always good to get that first shot in when you just enter the court, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and only 7 the difference now with Dukas and Vincent fighting for it. Dukas probably would have thought he had it, but
Adams knew that pass maybe wasn't the right one to go for as soon as it came out of his hands, but he did well to pull that in.
Break from Keisha, so Tasmania chance for 3 in a row here. They've cut the lead to 6, so they're more than in it. They're every chance to pull this game back here, especially in the last 2 minutes of this quarter. Not that pass though from Cooper, straight into the hands of Tristan Comans. Captain of this sleek Victorian outfit. Brody looking. Has Keisha. McLeish directing traffic.
I love that balk by McLeish there, draw the defenders away.
Nelson short. Got that block on McLeish, so he should balance, put this shot up. This is absolutely his range. And there it is, nails it. So, minute 40 to go. Victoria leading by 7, luckily obstructed is Brody McLeish as that ball comes to the sideline. Adams, McWell's in the same area, so they probably need to separate a bit. Cooper, that ball just found itself over right from Brody. Adams, long shot, no, footwork call. Dukas, gee, body's flying everywhere. Comans comes up with it. McLeish dumps that off perfectly past the double jump of the Tasmanians. A good finish from Kai Varland. So, a minute to go, 8 the lead. Victoria centre pass.
And here we have McLeish offloading backwards to Brown. Brody waiting for the ball to find him. We've got Keisha now at the top of the circle. Varland working hard around there. McLeish with a lunge forward, another mid-range short in the step back. Draws the obstruction.
And finishes off perfectly, Brodie McLeish. So 30 seconds now. Lead back to 9. Adams a fumble. So it's all gone wrong. All gone wrong for the Tasmanians at the end of this second quarter.
And what a connection that was to find McLeish. They've got 12 seconds left on the clock now. They know they've got to go. McLeish fires it in long to Varland with a mid-range shot. A little long. Here's McLeish to save it up.
And coming from off court is Brodie McLeish. And that'll do it for the first half. Victoria take a 10-goal lead into half-time, 32-22. So it's been a good start for Victoria. They've been able to build their connection really early on. And Tasmania, look, they fought back, but then blew back out. So we're going to see how the second half plays out just on the other side of this break. Thank you for joining us so far. We'll be back on the other side. Cheers.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and track your progress. Victoria app today.
Welcome back to coverage here at Parkville of the men's reserves competition here between Tasmania and Victoria under 23s. Victoria took that lead into half-time at 10, so it's going to be interesting to see how this second half pans out. As we know in this competition, the under-23s, only two states being able to field teams, being Victoria and Queensland, so they've merged up into the men's reserves competition, so good challenge for these young bodies. See how they go, but the Victorians pulling through at the moment. As we see the same lineup they finished with. Oh, no, they do not. Dan King is come back on into goal defence for Joel Brown. Tasmania, Beswick's back onto wing attack. And Selby has gone into goal defence for the Tasmanians.
And here's Dan King.
First ball back on. He just picks it off as if it was already being passed to him. McLeish, great baseline drive. Doesn't turn and look, as we normally would see with Brody. Turns and looks at the post. A lift from Selby and Nelson. But Varland just puts it straight in over the top. So good shot there from Kai Varland. Centre pass for Vic. McLeish creating space for Lefebvre. Varland, screen coming. Tip there from Selby. Oh, the Tasmanians just need to slow it down a bit, and they do. Oh, Selby wasn't even looking. Was not even looking. But it's Nelson now for Braden White, and Beswick really deep in the centre third.
Really tough for Tasmania to work it up the court now. Able to get it. And here's the deflection. It'll be Tasmania throwing. Adams with the ball on the goal line.
Oh, and Dukas. Beswick's probably offside. Yeah, he is.
Took a hard hit. And here's Lefebvre. Quick ball down from Keisha.
So Dukas, a perfect intercept, which sends the Victorians into attack. As White hits the deck from Cooper's feet. So swing ball. Varland sets a nice screen, meets that back defender. McLeish swinging back and forth for the Victorians, and Selby comes and reads it perfectly. As Nelson draws the instruction from Varland. So Victoria used their whole bench so far. We're yet to see a couple of the Tasmanian boys at the moment. Yet to see Gouline come off the bench. It's about the only one though. As McLeish drops it, gets it back, long shot, nope, dishes it off to Varland. Patiently waiting, and a contact call there, or an offside call from Keisha. So Tasmania will go back into attack, down 11, 12 and a half minutes to go. So still plenty of time, plenty of netball to go.
And it's Coleman's here called for the contact. No, it's actually gone for him all the way up on the transverse line.
Don't be stationary. Don't be stationary.
That's probably what we like to call Coach Killer, hey Robbo. Offensive contact in the opposite goal third.
Yeah, it was. It was very tight body-on-body defence that Coleman's had there.
And McLeish dishing it off again. McLeish saw the chairlift that they were trying to go for and stood straight in front of it. So high IQ there from Brody McLeish. Oh, nearly gets the tip as well. Instead it went to Selby, and Dukas, contact on the post, I believe. Nathan Vincent not happy. Or Dukas held it for a long time. Coleman's hard hands from Lefebvre, just dropping the ball down. Selby, good pick off and a hard screen. And
maybe a few telegraph passes here. Players only having a little bit of tunnel vision for where they're looking, allowing the defenders to get into the ball.
Oh, Cooper was coming up towards the ball. Beswick didn't see it. As we see, Coleman's bringing the ball up now through Keisha. He's got Lefebvre at the top, or Varland. And a tip. Yeah, that's a tip for Bailey Nelson. So a chance now for the Tasmanians to bring the lead back down to 11. Selby through the middle. Now Beswick. Oh, ball.
Comans
saw it coming from a mile away.
reads it well.
And Varland fakes Bailey Nelson up into the air. He's hit the post. So this will come back. Oh, Varland nearly let that one go and come back to him. But nonetheless, goal goes in. Keisha just misreading the drive and dodge there from Harrison Lefebvre. So Selby sideline, Nelson all the way back now. And that ball flying over the sideline. So the Tasmanians just really sloppy with the ball use here. Just not being able to convert down the court. Their transition has been really a point of focus for them. And here comes Gouline, introduced to the court for the first time today. As Comans goes offside, Adams will take the free pass. Vincent at the back, swing to Beswick. Vincent's there, steps it in. And a good shot there from Nathan Vincent.
Yeah, beautiful shot there from Vincent. Dukas making it very difficult for him. Comans with another.
Perfect outside arm there from Tristan Comans, showing off that experience that he's got. Oh, Selby, a nice.
He's copped an elbow there, I believe, from McLeish on that take.
Right in the sternum, I reckon. He's down. He's nodding his head. He's saying he's okay. So just whilst that's going on, just an update from Court 1 in that Vic Rez and South Australia game. Vic have got a lead of 41-39. But here comes Selby off to the bench now, and it's Tranent that comes on.
I'm surprised on such a hot day here in Melbourne. That's the first time we've seen the tails coming on court. Normally it's happening a couple of times.
Yeah, absolutely, Robbo. You're spot on there. We've had a few in the earlier games, but so we've seen the reset ball being used a fair bit by the Tasmanians. They have had to go back a bit. Beswick was pointing over his head and Tranent still gave the ball to him.
We can see a lot of the Tasmanian players staying a little bit stationary here. I'd like to see them having continual movement.
Here comes Adams out the circle. He's got Vincent trying to set up himself on a hold. Inside penalty. Adams, what's he going to do with this one? He steps it in and fires a bullet pass through to Vincent. And they put the goal in. Beaten, waiting for his opportunity to come back onto court. Is it Adams that's going to come? It is. So Beaton comes back to the court as Varland has a penalty shot and dumps it off to Brodie McLeish. So a nice little pass there as we see some Victorian changes coming. It's going to be Will Whiteacre into goal shooter and Joel Brown into wing defence. So Comans, he's got his calf strapped up, and I've been speaking to him before Nationals. He hurt his calf late into training. He thought it was going to be pretty bad, so he's strapped up and might be on minutes restrictions as Dukas wins the ball perfectly there from Vincent.
And great to hear the support of the Victorian crowd cheering from him. It was a great pull in there.
Absolutely. So ball to King as Comans is now going to come off.
Unfortunate pass there from Lefebvre. Just couldn't read the connection of McLeish.
And Dukas lets that ball run out. So Victoria have the ball again. Dukas and Cooper, arm in the back there at Dan King.
Great connection. Keisha getting on the pocket. Ball from Lefebvre.
Perfect. It was Lefebvre to Keisha to McLeish. Working like a well-oiled machine at the moment, the Victorians. Long ball. Wasn't the right one for Lefebvre, unfortunately. So Gouline to start the transition play. It's in the hands of Beswick. Vincent a long way out.
There he is, Dukas again. Just getting more of the body. contact just inside the transverse line.
Beaten out the circle, drops the ball in for Beswick. Now he's going to assume the front spot on King. Dukas got up there but couldn't quite get it. He's a bit short on Vincent, and Vincent pops the ball in. So Tasmania breaking that centre pass, but footwork call for Beaton. And Whiteacre back on into that goal shooter role. And first shot is money.
Beautiful release off the hands there from Whiteacre. Did not look like he was going to miss that shot.
Oh, and Keisha hits the deck off the body contact with Tranit. Nothing intentional. McLeish, a bullet over the top of goal line for Whiteacre, and he pops it in as Selby looks to have recovered from that elbow earlier, and he's going to come on into wing defence.
Tasmania forced to pass backwards from the centre pass here, finding Cooper. Another footwork call for Tasmania, something they're going to have to pay real attention to. They can't afford to keep stepping and turning this ball over.
And again, that quick ball movement, Harry Lefebvre gives, receives again from Dan King. Whiteacre presenting in the front space. Nice and patient on the shot and drills it. So great shot from Whiteacre. McLeish providing great support in that goal attack bib. Good patience there from McLeish. Didn't see something he liked, so he just held on to it. Goulline really on the body of Whiteacre.
McLeish hinting he wants to swing in the backspace. There he is, holding strong.
Oh, that one just a bit long, but McLeish was able to get the rebound. That one a bit short. Whiteacre comes up with the rebound, though, and puts it in.
Joel Brown with a little deflection. Tasmania keep possession. This is Cooper at the top of the circle to Beswick. Joel Brown out of play.
He's beaten mid-range shot, short, but as is the defence. So we get another crack. Duke is short as well, and the shot short again. Beaten a third try at it. This time, does not miss out. So Keisha finds that pocket ball for McLeish, for Lefebvre. McLeish out of the circle. Whiteacre popping front perfectly. Refeed. Goulline tries the jump from behind. Doesn't work. Whiteacre still able to put it in. Some structure called against Keisha on the centre pass. And a contact call against the Tasmanians. It's Cooper out of play. Keisha long ball, Lefebvre pulls it in nicely. Whiteacre out of the circle, really high now. Re-enters, finds McLeish in that front space. As Braden White comes on into centre, gives Cooper a well-earned rest. He's been there the whole time. So 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter of this men's reserves game between Victoria and South Australia. They've built the lead now. 17 the difference. So just kept on charging forward, the Victorians. Just left the Tasmanians behind. That one falls out. McLeish unable to pull in the rebound.
And we can see the Victorian defenders all set up in the midcourt. Tasmania forced to throw it back.
And a held ball there against Tasmania in the middle. So Goulline with the tip. McLeish able to get it. Swings it. Lefebvre. And a nice there hold from Brodie McLeish. Just able to jump into the space. That one too long. Pulls in his own rebound though. He's done well today, Brodie McLeish. Takes that extra breath. Pops that one in. For only a little guy. Probably the shortest one in the ring down there. He's gotten a few rebounds today, Brodie McLeish.
And Joel Brown read this perfectly. Quick ball to Whitaker, top of the circle, pocket, Keisha, back to Whitaker. Great goal there, very quick Victorians off that intercept from Joel Brown.
Absolutely, 19 the lead now for the Victorians. Great coverage on Keisha that time. Beswick, body contact there on Joel Brown.
And it's Lefferville with the ball across to Whitaker, pulls it in well.
And a great shot there from Will Whitaker. So that lead now hits 20 for the Victorians. Beaton leaves it long. Dooku's out of play again. Good pass there from Beaton to Vincent. And he just pops it in. So 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Victorians just remaining strong in this third quarter. They've really put their foot down in this one. Just not giving Tasmania any chance. As Whitaker draws the contact again. Puts the shot up, and a great shot from Will Whitaker. So 10 seconds here. Beaton, they need to look in. It's Beswick, and Brown just spikes it out. And that'll be it for the third quarter. Victoria have a 20-goal lead now, building on that first half, really strong across the court. That transition play that Robbo and I have been talking about has been a key component to their game and something that the Tasmanians just have not been able to stop. So thank you for joining us for the first three quarters. We'll see you on the other side of the break for the final quarter of this game between Tasmania and Victoria.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and track your progress. Victoria app today.
Alrighty, we'll wait for Robert to get his mic on, and we are back here at Parkville for the final quarter between this Victorian under-23s unit and the Tasmanian men's reserves. So we see a couple changes through the court. You've got Carter Morrissey back on into goal shooter, McLeish in a goal attack, Rock and Brody wing attack, Keisha in centre. They currently don't have a wing defence. So they're starting this quarter without a wing defence as Christian Dukas is in goal defence and Joel Brown, goalkeeper. Has a bit of confusion from the Victorian bench as Colafella is meant to be the starting wing defence, but forgot to take the court. And for Tasmania, you got Arrington shooter, Beaton goal attack, Beswick wing attack, White in at centre, Selby wing defence, Tranter goal defence, and Guline goalkeeper. So the lack of wing defence didn't seem to be an issue for the Victorians there as they still won the ball. And ball up to Morrissey's a good one.
And here we go. We'll see Colifella racing on the court now, ready for this centre pass.
So Adams strong out of the circle and finds Beaton filling the space he left, and a good finish there from Beaton. And you can hear Adams on the court urging his team to get their hands up, trying to pump them up this last quarter. The result's probably out of their hands, but the process that they want to be playing with is still there. As McLeish steps in that longest shot, unable to score. Contesting on the rebound, knocked out there by the Tasmanians. It's Tranent that it was. McLeish, ball size, Keisha and Morrissey just too strong on the hold. So now it's White to kick off for Tasmania. Oh, great connection. Adams and Beaton. It's been a staple of the Tasmanian game so far today. It's been good to see. Just providing something good for this game. You know, it's tough, Robbo, when you got games like these. We've experienced a few of them in M-League ourselves. The games where the result's going to be out of the question, but you know, you still got to work on that process. It's a long week here at Nationals. There's plenty of games to be played. So they just need to find something to work on for the rest of the week, as they're currently down 21. But that connection between Beswick, Beaton and Adams has been something that's been pretty strong across the court and across the game. Oh, Dukas, transverse line feed into Morrissey. It's pretty easy when you've got a man mountain down there.
And that's a big smile on his face too to get that one going his way. Great arms over the ball here from Colifella.
As Beaton, mid-range, nails it. Here's Keisha deep in the pocket and finds Morrissey once again. He's going to be hard to beat across the competition.
Yeah, it's a great read by Keisha. Recognised that pocket space was open.
Oh, here was Keisha flying through. Beswick protected the ball nicely. Adams.
Dukas and Brown closing that space, getting a deflection. Swing ball to Colifella.
Beaton hits the deck. And that ball up, deflected out of bounds by the Tasmanians, so the Victorians have a chance to reset. As Nelson waiting for his chance to come back on court. As McLeish, oh no. And that one off the fingertips of Carter Morrissey on the rebound. McLeish playing with a bit of confidence now. He knows that Carter Morrissey can be there for the rebound if he was to miss. Not that particular time. Oh, Beaton with a bullet across the court. So Nelson, yeah, got that goalkeeper bib on. Vincent also getting his final instruction. He's going to come on a goal attack. Great take from Colifella.
Racing down the court. It's Brody and Keisha. Pops it up high to Morrissey.
I just love Morrissey. He receives that high ball under a bit of pressure, takes a breath. He's able to recompose himself and then put it in.
And Brody with the reset, using the transverse to work for his own favour. Swing the ball to Keisha, very tough one for him.
And Comans has come on into wing defence as Colifella's going to take a seat, and Beaton has also come to the bench for Vincent. So a couple changes, probably trying to preserve some player fitness. Oh, and a footwork for Selby. He's not out of play, although he's standing out of play. So McLeish, relatively close shot and finishes nicely. So good goal for Brody McLeish, able to just extend that lead again now out to 23. After being 20 at the break. Great take there from Vincent. Coleman's covering Beswick really nicely. And here comes Gouline, finally coming off, and Nelson getting a chance. Brown, Adams misses that one. Oh, coming from out of court, I think the call was. Adams, unlucky from Coleman's going offside after they won the ball in the circle edge there. And ball over the top for Vincent's a good one. Oh, that one's gone way over. Hey, Greg, Coach Greg Heinrich telling Christian Dukas, keep your feet on the ground. Just trying to balance himself before letting that go. Nelson, couple jumps at it, short. Brody puts it up. McLeish, perfect shot. Puts in another goal for the Victorians. They're just piling on the pain for the Tasmanians now. And Victorian men's reserves on the other side, also piling on some pain. Oh, a tap from Keisha.
And here's McLeish in the backspace.
McLeish just pushing Morrissey to where he needs to be. McLeish shot is off and Nelson pulls in the rebound. Adams strong through the middle. And Vincent, a great catch and land. And a good finish. It's a nice goal there for the Tasmanians. They're able to break a Victorian centre pass, which you haven't seen for a little bit. Beswick. Nicely done. The Tasmanians just building. Adams now outside. And a good ball to Vincent, stepping it in. A nice goal for Vincent. And now Will Whiteacre and Kai Varland waiting for their chance to come back onto the court. Waiting for McLeish and Morrissey to come off. They won't be coming off anytime soon as the ball's in their third. And McLeish swinging to Keisha. He just tells Morrissey to go back so he can have the front space. I can't see past Will Whiteacre. But I think an obstruction call. As Reich and Brody hits the top and Carter Morrissey's there. He tips it in. It's a nice finish, and here comes Brody McLeish. He looks a bit sore. Oh, looks really sore, actually. Comes and takes a seat. As Morrissey's also coming off. Something is seriously wrong here with Brody McLeish. We'll get back to that one in a second. As Adams, a nice turn and refeed. Beswick hits the floor. And Adams, obstruction call. So Adams will have another crack, and there's, oh my goodness, there's only 6 minutes to go, Robbo. Where's the time gone in this quarter?
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Great for Tassie to get that goal to go. Victoria centre pass, up 56-34.
Oh, and that ball went straight into the hands of Bailey Nelson, almost as if he was wearing a Victorian jersey. So Selby now to Beswick. Another chance to break the centre pass to the Tasmanians. Brown had a perfect line to the ball. Couldn't hold on to the intercept though. Beswick almost ran out of options there. Nathan Vincent now.
Great work rate by Comins with the hands over the ball here.
Absolutely. Adams in the front space, just able to get past Comins nicely. Sorry, Dukas, not Comins. Oh, goodness, that's a hard hit from Dukas. Selby is the one on the receiving end. Nothing intentional there, I hope, from Christian Dukas. I think Bailey Nelson for the other end, someone in to harden up, bit stiff. Coleman's coming straight through. Call for the contact. Oh, Joel Brown read it perfectly and Coleman's ran offside. Coleman's just wanted to get out of the way, didn't want to get taken out. And Cooper coming on into the wing defence bib. Selby's going to take a break. Ball from Adams. Ball pinballing around. And the jump from Joel Brown really forcing that really high arc shot from Adams. Probably the one that you're not really used to letting go. But Brown His captain, Tristan Coleman's tipped by White. Oh, wow. Called the Victorian way. Called Tasmania's way. I've got a pretty good view of that, and I definitely thought it was tipped, but umpire must have seen differently. Team in white, he's always right.
Adams with a really tough take on that one. Brown out of play.
A good offload there from Adams. And Vincent just able to drop it in. So Tasmania have actually cut the lead down to 20. So they're winning this last quarter pretty convincingly, actually. That margin was about 4 at three-quarter time. Strong take from Dukas and the body contact of Vincent. Really strong take.
Whitaker finds himself on the outside. Back to the mid-quarters to reset.
Stop hanging on to the ball, says Coach Greg Heinrich. Just wants his players just to let go if they see it. And the front ball goes to Whiteacre. That one long. We'll have another crack at it, and does nail it. So last 3 minutes here for the Tasmanian and Victorian game. And contact call there on Captain Tristan Comans. Advanced penalty that one was, and Adams nails the shot.
Whitaker with a great prelims ready for that centre pass.
And there's that quick ball movement that we've seen pretty much all game. Nelson, good jump over the shot. But that one just over the top for Kai Varland. A good rebound and a good finish. So great defence there for the Victorians. That wall there, they just haven't let up since the start of the game. Beswick the fumble, and it's Comans picking it up. Whiteacre to Keisha and Varland in the front space. A nice split there off the pass. Steps back, rims out, unfortunately. Nelson, low bullet pass, tipped by Comans.
And that's another hard hit.
I believe
Dukas colliding with White at the top of the circle.
I think both their players were pushing them into each other, and yeah, it just turned out to be a pretty big collision in the end. Both players seemed to be okay. But yeah, you saw Vincent and Keisha pushing each of their players into the other. So hard block from Brown. He's too close though. Steps across Adams and nails it that time. So a minute and a half to go. Victoria have run away with it in the end. They're currently leaders by 20 goals. Good balance from Whiteacre, walking on a tightrope. Well, the umpire let it go and calls it Tasmania's way. Whiteacre picks it straight off. Footwork from Varland. He thought he heard the whistle. Oh, Dukas had a fly. Couldn't quite get it. Fireworks still going with a minute to go.
And there's Dukas again, making it hard, getting the deflection, but falls in the hands of Vincent.
Yeah, so here we are, 45 seconds to go, Robbo. Who you're giving your unofficial best on court for today, mate?
There's a couple that stand out. Definitely the work rate and defence. We've got Dukas, Comans getting a couple of positive gains. And definitely Morrissey in the attack, such a strong target.
Yeah, absolutely. Those players all over the court today. For me, I'd probably say either Ryken Brody or Will Whiteacre. A bit of attacker's bias from myself, but it's been pretty tireless in their efforts today. They just have not given in. As that sirens for court one, as we're still going. There's 10 seconds to go. Whiteacre, you see the intensity they're playing with. He's up by 18 goals, and they're still going with that level of intensity. And a great finish from Whiteacre. So Tasmania ended up winning this last quarter. So a good positive to take away from the game. But at the end of the day, Victoria have runaway winners 59-40. We'll be back later on with further coverage of the AMNA Nationals. Thank you for joining me, Robbo. It was an absolute pleasure. This is us signing off for today so far. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.